Okay. In the name of the God, the compassionate, the merciful, this is Soul Journey of Life, and I'm your host, Abdul Wadud, aka Questman, and here we are with another live. And with that said, let us start off by introducing our title for today, which is Black Nation. I am calling you out. I am calling us out. I am calling myself out. There we go. So, once again, we have another opportunity to build and discuss on matters relevant to our community, to us as a people. Much has been going on in our life, and much is always seeming to go on in our life and our time. And so, it gives us plenty to talk about. To begin with, my name, again, I think I've already said this, but I'm going to say it again, Abdul Aduda K. Questman, your host. Peace and blessings. Salam alaikum, shalom, hotep, beloved family. And welcome all those coming into this live stream now. I guess I can recommend or encourage that you like this, share it with those so that way they can participate and the word gets around. And let's see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I've been, as you can see, I've done a little bit of upgrading with the scenery here, a little fancier, I guess. You know, every time I use this program, this OBS system, I study, I learn some new features that, you know, I I can't say that I wasn't entirely unaware, but you learn how to effectively do things as you go along and say, hey, let's try this out. So, first of all, let me start from the top here. I want to begin by giving my condolences to the family of a renowned and respected scholar. Um, I want to pay my respects to this great scholar who recently passed away this week. To be exact, it was Monday, the 2nd of August, 2021. Um, Great scholar, our late Runoko Rashidi. He passed away on the very day I had sent him an invitation. I wanted to, break bread with the brother and talk about some of his travels and things like that. This is a brother that has a lot of, had a lot of, very powerful brother, very powerful individual. Um, some of us may not realize at the moment just how heavy of a loss this is to the black community. This was one man by far no man of insignificance. As for the impression this honorable brother had on me is of one who was very adamant about his research. He made fact finding seem so easy. He didn't just lecture about the global historic findings of ancient black civilization. You understand? That means all across the world, global findings. Not just in Africa, but he would show up at so many of the sites where existing monuments and statues were located, bearing clear features of black ancestors, basically proving, without a shadow of a doubt, um, the same proof like ones like Ivan van Sertima would prove, just that we've been here for a long time, and there's artifacts wherever you go proving the presence of black people being here wherever you go. We're not new to the scene. Everyone else is new to the scene. So, he was one of those that was, hardcore when it came to, manifesting the results of his homework. You understand? So, he definitely, has the respect from me, and we pray that the Most High, finds him in his favor, and that the ancestors are well pleased upon his arrival to them. He had no problem chopping down many of the bogus myths of whitewashed history in the most humbled yet straightforward way. So, the death of a single scholar is certainly critical to an entire nation. Peace and blessings be upon this brother. Rest with the righteous ancestors, dear brother Runoko Rashidi. Um, yeah, I had learned that news early this week, and I didn't even know when I sent the invitation. I didn't even know until the following day. Well, actually, 2 days. It was Wednesday that I found out that the brother had passed away, and I was like, wow, it just, you don't even think about these things until you really reflect upon it, until you know, that happens like that. So, yes, indeed, beloved family. For me, my greatest respects goes to those that in my heart I feel, adamant that they are, the warriors of our time. You understand? The scholars, the adepts, those who aren't afraid to put their boots on the ground, those who aren't afraid to stand up and do more than just open their mouth. They'll open their mouth, you understand, but they'll also get out there and do what they need to do. This brother has traveled all across the world. You understand? Fact finding. You find him, you see him, standing in Egypt, standing in the South America, the what do you call Mexico area where the Olmec statues are at. You saw this brother everywhere. I mean, he was everywhere. There was one statue. I'm telling you, because he likes to show you proof that this was us. And he's standing next to this one statue. I'm telling you, the mugshot of that statue looked just like his. It was almost like the statue was of him. And this was an ancient statue, thousands and thousands of years old. So, I mean, if ever there was evidence, the brother was living evidence, that our ancestors, were us. So yeah, definitely, Runoko Rashidi is one of those, that will be missed and is a very, very, very heavy, heavy loss to the black community. And I can only hope and pray that there rises amongst us those who could pick up the banner of these great leaders, these great scholars that have passed and left us. You understand? Because that's definitely a void we don't want to leave empty, especially in a time where our adversaries are insisting on trying to not only whitewash. Since the whitewashing hasn't worked too well, they want to erase any traces of our history. any traces of our story. They want to erase it, take it out of school, take it out of studies, take it, out of, the archives, if you will. They want to erase us from history as if we were never existing, as if we were never here. So we need, ones to stand up and be able to defend appropriately our true story. So today, my conversation is not to those who do not believe we are in a state of oppression. This talk is not for those who consider that what happens in the black experience has nothing to do with them. This talk is not for those who have willfully surrendered and accepted things as they are because, well, maybe they're comfortable with the way they're living, or they've been deluded that, such realities are non-existent. And this is definitely not the talk for any hypocrites, fence straddlers, and those in doubt. This here is solely for those of us who proclaim we are about black unity, self-determination, and are not afraid to stand up for what is right. This conversation, my brothers and sisters, I'm talking to you. So today, I'm calling out the black nation. Those high, those low. I'm calling you out. I'm calling myself out. I'm calling us out. So pay attention if you have the patience, if you have the time. What does it mean? What do I mean when I say I'm calling us out? It means that I am speaking critically about us. I am pointing the big finger at us. It means I have a bone to pick with us. To all you would be leaders, to all you leaders out there, all you followers, all you soloists, all you YouTube talk shows, to all you activists, performers, criticizers, demonstrators, black militia leaders, to all those shouting stay on code, black unity, black power, reparations, self determination, I am calling all of us out. What on earth, I'm asking, what on earth is the matter with us that we are all singing the same darn song and yet we are terribly, terribly, terribly divided? Why is it so complicated for us to do the simplest act on earth? And what, you think it's not simple? Well, check it out. Even the tiniest creatures on the planet can do this. And not to mention the tiniest creatures, but amongst people. All other ethnicities on the face of this earth have no problem unifying. They do it with ease. But when it comes to the black nation, we find ourselves disabled, handicapped, confused, hesitant, lost. And how has this become? Of course, we know we have a pretty dramatic background to back it up, but what has driven us so deep in the dirt, so deep in the mud, that when our life depends on it, that when our life depends on it most, the alarm is ringing, the glass is cracked, but the response is slow. Turtle, snail, speed. So today, I'm calling out the black family. I'm calling us out. Today, you can see we have some of the most influential people on the front lines. We have some of the most motivated speakers. I've seen, ones like Riza Islam from the Nation of Islam coming with fiery facts about the things endangering the black community, different things like that. Powerful, powerful talks you hear from ones like these. I got to rock, some of the new songs from like the veteran, the lyrical veteran KRS One. And even talented ones like Boss Man Blake, we see brothers like these, powerful, powerful content, unifying, powerful, messages that these ones have to talk about. Keen YouTube talk show hosts such as OC the Great, understand, getting the word out there in a solid way. Major TV, African Esquire. We got, personalities such as, the comedian DL Hughley. I've been seeing all of this throughout the days, throughout the months, throughout the year. You understand? People putting it out there, the facts of what's happening. The things that are being instrumental in our lives, influencing our lives, the turmoil, the tyranny, the oppression. They're all putting it out there. Scholarly brothers like Home Team, activists such as Umar Johnson and the NB, the New Black Panther Party leader Crystal Muhammad, Sister Crystal Muhammad. You know, then of course you've got we already know we got the boots on the ground from the number one black militia, NFAC, Grandmaster Jay, and then there's the respected elder Chiwara. You understand? We have, respected sisters such as Sister Elena and Koti. On and on the list goes. I could go on and on. We've got tons and tons and tons and tons of talent. It don't stop. I mean, if I were to try to lay this all out there, if I were to try to identify all the many brave warriors, all the respected soldiers, all those, with a lot of power and glow about them. If I were to try to make a list of all these, I mean, on and on. Great treasures and personalities, leadership and talent. All that we have at our disposal. But it would take months and months to exhaust them all. The benefits of unity. What is our problem? I can speak. I can't be speaking out of line if the facts are what they are. If we weren't divided, then you would ask me, well, what the heck am I talking about? But we are divided. And we are not united in a time when we should have been united yesterday, so to speak. It's hard for us to love, easy for us to hate. It don't take too much. All you have to do is say something somebody disagrees with, have a different perspective, uh, you know, do something. It don't really take too much for for us to hate each other. And I'm not talking about those outside of this circle of those who say they're about black unity. I'm not talking about these people. I'm not talking about those who say, well, let's just all get along and integrate and let's just, I'm not talking about all these kind of people. I'm not talking about the hypocrites. I'm not talking about those who sit there and make it plain that, they ain't about any of this. I'm talking about all of us who keep on shouting black unity. I'm talking about all those who keep on shouting self-determination, autonomy. I'm talking about all these kind of people. All of us. I'm talking about all of us. We don't need any of this other stuff outside. You understand? We are broken up enough amongst ourselves. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about us. So I'm calling us out. I'm calling us out. Somebody's got to. Who's got? I mean, nobody. I mean, if nobody's going to say it, guess what? I'm going to say it. We divided, and that's messed up. All this power talk, all this power, all these elites, all these specialists, all these warriors, all these scholars, all this power. But somehow we can't pause. We're too egotistical. We're too big-headed. We're too stubborn for somebody to tell us something about ourselves. We're too stubborn to sit down for a minute and let us have a round table discussion. We're too stubborn. We gotta hate on each other and say, "Oh, what does that brother think he's doing? Who does that sister think she's talking to?" We're too stubborn. What is your problem? This isn't about opinion. This isn't about feeling. This is about facts. We're divided, and we are slowing us down. We are slowing us down. So yeah, I could go on and on. It's hard for us to love, easy for us to hate. We're quick to hate, quick to hate. But let us try to love one another. It's like, I don't know, brother, man. I think this is a hoax. I think this is a scam. That's what they were saying about the, supporting Brother Ozone. They got the charity drive going on yesterday, and yeah, we were able. I want to give a shout out to OC the Great. He was busting hard. He was sitting there doing that, going hard all 24 hours. They wanted to break the 40 grand, and they broke the 40 grand. You see what I mean? 24 hours, they broke the 40 grand. So I want to definitely give a shout out to all those who are participating in that effort because they was going in hard, man. It was going in hard. That's the black family. I mean, we as many people as we have, talking this talk, thousands of us talking this talk. But when it came to trying to defend and step up and get the right support, to get the right donations going on, get the right, situation going on, so that those of us that have been hemmed up unjustly can have due process, can have the right representation, somehow, you know, we have excuses. We got all these reasons. You understand? Well, I don't know, man. I want to come to Cleveland, Ohio, but you see, there's this and there's that. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Man, shut the heck up with these excuses. But you about unity. You're about unity. You're about, oh, I want black unity. But whenever the opportunity comes for us to make it happen, well, you're no show. Where you at? Where you at? So I'm calling us out. So I know we got those, there's reasons, there's all kinds of reasons why people, why all of the ones that are supposed to be on code are so divided. Motives, you understand, hidden motives, things like that. You know, some are in it for fame, some are in it for show, riding the backs of each other to get, some kind of lift off. So we got all kinds of reasons, man. Yes, many of us are lost. You know what I'm saying? People trying to pick up pieces to find their way. And even those that aren't quote unquote lost, they're too egotistical to reach a hand out to help another one up. And then when they are so-called helping each other up, it's not in the way that's essential. You understand? It's easy for us to pass out handouts, but it's a whole nother level when you teach them how to, use their hands and use their mind and dig into the ground that they own. You understand? That they own. Dig into that ground and then get something out of that ground for themselves so they can hand out to their family. You understand? That's a whole nother level of giving right there. Whole nother level. It's easy to just hit, hey, everybody here, just pass this all around, just pass it all around. But how are you helping the people? You're keeping them in the same predicament that they were in before you arrive. They eat that sandwich up, they're still hungry when you go. Not to mention, if they let's say they eat the sandwich up, then they reach in their pocket and they grab out this SNAP card, their food stamp card, and they go to the grocery store anyway. You understand? It's a whole different thing when you can relieve them of the need of that food stamp card. When you can relieve them of the need of being in need to begin with. You understand? That's being charitable. That's being giving. You understand? That's lifting people up. But like I said, we're too big-headed, we're too stubborn, we're too selfish, we're too self-centered, we're too all about me, all about I. This is my thing. This is what I'm doing. I don't care about anybody else. This is just me. I'm in charge. I'm large and in charge. You can't tell me nothing. I'm holier than thou. What can you tell me? I'm the chosen one sent to save the world. That's why we're divided. I'm just letting you know. This is why we're divided. We got so many of these out there. We got plenty of these chiefs out there. And so, because they don't want to break bread and share a little bit of room. You understand? So we could all sit at this table and have an equal discussion. You understand? Have an equal discussion. I mean, we stay divided. I mean, all I can think of is maybe we want to be divided. Maybe we want these knees on our necks. Maybe we want to be in chokeholds. I'm just saying. Because when you know the steps, when you know what's necessary, to get it together, we refuse for the silliest of reasons. You don't stop time because you're having a hard time. You don't stop time because you are having a hard time. When there's life going on, when people are continuing to struggle, you don't stop time. Time is, oh, wait, time out. Wait, this one's having a difficult time. So everyone else, stop. Everybody else, stop. Just stop what you're doing. I know there's a big struggle going on that's been going on for the past 400 years plus. But everybody stop because I'm having a difficult time. Constructive criticism. That's all this is. You understand? That's all this is. Don't hate on me. I'm your brother. We're on the same team, right? We're on the same team. We're supposed to be striving for self-determination. We're supposed to be striving for unity. So don't hate when there's criticism coming from wherever it comes from among these ranks, from among our own ranks, not from among enemy lines. We ain't talking about people who are on that fake stuff, that coon stuff. We ain't talking about none of that. We're talking about one of our own. We're talking about our own people. I'm calling us out. So, brothers and sisters, in just 2 weeks, an event is scheduled to take place in which it is hoped the outcome will be the establishment of a critically important development. Let me show you this real quick. Yeah, that one right there. The establishment of a nexus of intellectual resources, a black think tank, and nexus of black intellectual bodies for our people, the black community, particularly those who hope and have been striving for self-determination and a real black unity. This said, the black think tank will not be about any one group of black people, except that they are on code and in principle with the overall cause of the movement. This is bigger than any one person or a group. And no one group or personality is represented here exclusively. This is about the unification of a nation, of a people, and such a unification effort necessitates us finding common ground with one another, moving in sync with a common objective. Shalom, family coming in. I do see people coming in. Shalom and respect to all those great ones coming in. You understand? The high, the low, we're all, we sit at the table equally here. There's no big I's and little U's. This is a gigantic round table. We sit here as equals in this house. You understand? When you come to this house, we sit here as equals. You understand? There's no holier than thou's going on here. We're all equals. Everybody's got a part to play. Everybody's got a job to do, and that's what we're about. That's what we're doing. You understand? Some of us has been in this struggle for a mighty long time. You understand? You just didn't know about it because we weren't popularized, or we weren't trending, and no one's ever even heard of our names. But we've been doing stuff. You understand? With what little resources we have, some of us are broker than no joke. But guess what? We still give our heart and soul to this. So yes, indeed. Make sure those of us that are making the endeavor to prepare for this travel right here, August 21st. You understand? Make sure your travels are safe. Those of us, that want more details, you can I'll present to you the contact information. Hereafter, you'll be able to contact if you want to donate. You understand the donate's up there, the Cash App, the $sign, the Light Dome, or you can use the GoFundMe, the Just Be Black Gathering. That's all there. Just go ahead and donate. Actually, you know what? That GoFundMe. Let me see something here. I do believe that we got an upgraded name. We got an upgraded name. The name is now the Gathering of Black Intellect. Okay, that's the name now. And I want to see this GoFundMe real quick. So let me close this out. Boom, let's do that. So that's the GoFundMe. Yeah. So if you want to use that GoFundMe, the GoFundMe is now titled The Gathering of Black Intellect. It's not the Just Be Black Gathering. It's called The Gathering of Black Intellect. So you have to type in, if you're using GoFundMe, The Gathering of Black Intellect, if you want to donate that way. Let me open this up. Okay. So that's the update about that. The Gathering of Black Intellect. And it's called that because I wanted to be more specific about, hold on, I want to be more specific about what our aims are. You understand? It's one thing to just gather us together. You understand? What do you do? What do you do when you gather a bunch of black folks together? Well, we can have a cookout. We can have a ball game. We can watch, whatever we do. We do we do what we do. We're family, right? But we've got a specific agenda. We got a specific agenda, and our agenda, you understand, is the gathering of a black intellectual body. You understand? We need to bring great minds together. We need to bring the brainstormers together. We need to bring those who are willing to do the homework, the groundwork, the paperwork, the writing work, the speaking work, the international diplomacy work. You understand? We need people who are able to dig into the ground. You understand? We need the people who can lay the environment. You understand? So that one day when we do march, you understand, we have our own ground to march upon. You understand what I'm saying? We have our own buildings, our own property to march into. You understand? And that ground that we walk on, we have our own identity for it. You understand? Those who understand, you understand if you understand. But you see, we still have work to do because look at that donation. And peace and respect to all those, and asante sana to all those who are who the few the special few. You understand? Respect to all those who donated so far. But we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to look at that. Look at that donation. You understand? It's amazing the things we could find. Reasons to donate for. But when it comes to standing up for the cause, when it comes to helping incarcerated ones, get the proper legal situation, we struggle. We struggle. Like I said, we're slow to love. We're slow to love, quick to hate. Quick to hate. I bet you right now, just in the course of this the few minutes, the minutes that I've talked, you know, I've accrued new haters. New haters, I don't even know. I don't even know them. They don't know me. But somewhere around the world, there's people looking like, who that brother think he is? Who that brother think he is? So let me go ahead and minimize that. There I am. So family, I also want to speaking of these others because see the thing about me is I'm a team player. I don't. It's not. This isn't about just me. It's not about me. I'm not. I'm no big shot. You understand? I'm just your brother from another mother. You understand? So I have to represent. I gotta represent. I have great respect. Great respect. Very powerful interview with this brother once. You understand? Very powerful, very intellectual brother. Very, very, very intellectual brother. I'm talking about brother Mighty Spite. So I gotta put his up there because he's got his wife out there, banging hard, getting the message out hard to help this brother. You understand? To help this brother who's behind bars. You understand? Who's facing, a hard situation. And not only is he facing a hard situation, but they hadn't even been treating him right up in there. You understand? I'm not talking about the residents in there. I'm talking about those that are supposed to be, guarding. They haven't been treating him right up in there. So you got the fact that the wife is on the front line defending the brother. So we gotta represent. We gotta represent. You see it right there. There's what you need to know. There's what you need to know. I think I have something. Let's see. What do I have? I got something that talks about the brothers. Yeah. What you want to do? I don't have the link mentioned. It's $ Mark Creesh, not 89. Let me see if I can put that in there. Hold on a second here. I should be able to put that in there without too much of a problem. Give me a timeout real quick. Yeah. So I'm just want to put this up there so we can know what I'm talking about. And then later I can always edit so that way all this little gap of time and space, um, can be deleted. I want to make sure I got this spelled right because the thing, this is a cash app they've got here, so I want to make sure it's spelled right because I gotta show some respect to this brother. This brother, um, he showed me a lot of great respect, and I look out for those who've demonstrated honorability and things like that towards me as well. So here we go. Let me go ahead and make that a little bigger so you can see it without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, let me go ahead. Mm, hold on a second here. Yeah, I forgot the 89. There we go. All right, all right, all right. So what you see me doing here, in case you're not informed, is just I'm putting this up there. So I gotta at the end of the day, a man has to follow his heart. You understand? At the end of the day, a man has to follow his heart. And for me, my heart always tells me to be on the side, be humble in and of myself. It's not about me. You understand? It is about what part I'm playing in this overall cause. You understand? Being an instrument. You understand? Being an instrument and not being the center of attention. Just an instrument. I'm just playing my part. So right there, what you see is the cash app of the brother. Um, this is Mighty Spite's cash app. So if you want to help the brother, there it is. That's the cash app that I believe the post is coming from his his wife. Anyway, there's that. So you have that there. You can write it down, and boom, boom. There we go. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and represent, uh, the warrior that's also incarcerated, that's also behind bars. And like I said, I was happy to see that the family pulled together last night in order to in order to uh, you know break the barrier of hold on, let me do something here. Of 40,000 grand. You understand? That we was able to break the barrier of 40,000 grand to help, get the legal situation together for Brother Ozone. So I was definitely, happy about that because, like I said, you had OC the Great who's had that live going on. Had I think four sessions or whatnot, four sessions going on to promote. That's that's determination right there. That's the kind of mentality we have to have when it comes to this. We got to be about this day and night. There's no rest. There's no rest for the weary warrior. There's no rest. Say we this is what we're about. Say because at the end of the day, it's your next generation that'll benefit. And how do you know that, like one person put, I believe it was the old school that said this, Chiwara, I believe was talking about this. How do you know that you uh um save a person's life today? You understand? Save a person's life today, and that might affect someone's life tomorrow. And the way I see it, you involving yourself with aiding somebody. You understand? You may not realize that that person's child may be your child or another person's child's spouse. You understand? And that might be the beginning of a whole generation of essential people in the community. You just don't know how all this ties together. And the loss of a life, on the flip side, the loss of a life might end up being detrimental to your whole line. And you wouldn't even know it. You understand? You wouldn't even this I'm telling you, you gotta look at this thing on a grand scale, like sprockets and wheels type scale. You gotta look at this thing on a grand scale and realize that we're all integral parts to a whole. You understand? We're all integral parts to a whole. So we all have a part to play. So yes, indeed. Salute to all those. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Salute to all those. Those were warriors right there. All those that was up there kept. I mean, they was at it adamantly. They was boom, 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 boom. You know, every now and then you keep seeing a new name pop up with donations. Minimum $20. Minimum $20 they was doing. So yes, indeed, that's warriors right there. Many of us don't even have it. Many of us don't even have it. We're struggling just to get by. And you understand? But we're looking at this like, oh man, I gotta be a part of the cause. I gotta be a part of history. You know, I want to be a part of the right side of history. Like I'm quoting Major TV, the right side of history. Yeah. So there's that. You know, I gotta do my duty. You understand? I gotta follow my heart. There's that. You know, I show more. You know, but I'm respecting other people by following my heart. Also, I'm following my heart by respecting other people's wishes too. They don't want me to put the information there, so I'm not putting the information there. Fine. But you know, to me, I think that we need to be able to recognize real amongst each other. We need to be able to recognize the benefit of unity, the benefit of alliances and supporting each other. You understand? By each other, tearing each other down. How is that helping the cause? You know, we tear each other down because of disagreements or because of we feel some kind of way. How is that helping the cause? That's slowing us down. So, yeah, as I was saying, in just 2 weeks, let me put that back up there before I continue. In just 2 weeks, an event is scheduled to take place in which it is hoped the outcome will be the establishment of a critically important development. The establishment of a nexus of intellectual resources, a black think tank, a nexus for black intellectual bodies for our people, the black community, particularly those who hope and have been striving for self determination and a real black unity. This said, the think tank will not be about any one group of black people except that they are on code in principle with the overall cause of the movement. This is bigger than any one person or group, and no one group or personality is represented here exclusively. In fact, there's the emphasis that I've been given. There's an emphasis that I've been advised about of that when we come here, we come in a sort of a neutral capacity. You understand? We come as ourselves. You understand? We come as ourselves, not really bearing any labels or identities or whatnot, but we come as ourselves. So this is about the unification of a people, family. And such a unification effort necessitates us finding common ground with one another, moving in sync with a common objective. Before I talk about this any further, let me just show us a little video real quick. I want to take you guys back to, my childhood. Because in our childhood, sometimes we find our most powerful lessons in life. You understand? Sometimes we find, uh, the things that affect us, and we don't even think about it. We don't even think about the meanings until later on. So said, let's go ahead and check this out, family. Minimize that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I know it might be a bit humorous because I'm using a cartoon as an example, but like I said, sometimes the most simple, basic things that we see in our life carry the most weight of, wisdom. You understand? For me, when you think about what that whole little scenario that you just saw represents, that's some heavy stuff. That's some heavy stuff, and it's some of the stuff that I want to break down on the 21st. You understand? For those that come to the gathering of Black intellect. You understand? On the 21st of August here in Cleveland, Ohio. So, I mean, the thing that you looked at, you saw different parts that were in by themselves. They were powerful. Each of the parts, each of the robot cats were powerful all by themselves. And before you even got to the cat part, you may not realize it, but each cat Each robotic cat is operated by a person who, before they even got to the point of using the cat, the person was already powerful. You had a scientist, you had, each person had their own talents and skills and abilities prior to even necessitating them amping it up and getting into their power alter ego, their respective cat. So as an individual, you understand, our default, many of us already have a lot of power deep within us. You understand? Many of us, that power may be dormant because, society has caused us to suppress it and ignore it, but it's there. It's there, and sometimes it takes the right inspiration, the right nudge. You understand? Sometimes it takes a think tank to get us thinking like, really? Okay, I'm about it. And we stand up. Then once they turned it to the cat, you understand, it was time to, what happened is they would end up with encountering an opponent that was just a little bit too much for the cat to deal with. You understand? The opponent was just too much. It's like, oh man, we're gonna have to come and form Voltron. And so each cat, still its own entity, its own cat. At any time they can disassemble and become their own individual cat, right? But they come together. And mind you, there's one voice calling them all together. The head is calling them all together. You understand? All, form feet and legs, form arm and body. That's the head giving the command, giving the order, shouting out the orders. The head. So then after all the body is assembled, then the head shows up. Now I'll form the head. Then the head shows up. Understand the level system there. Understand the stage of the modus operandi going on there. It's a heavy, heavy thing if you really reflect about that. Play that back again, play it back again. You can find it. There's things on YouTube. And by the way, the copyright is respected to whoever the producers are or whatnot. It's not my work. It's, there's whatever copyright, we respect and acknowledge that. Um, so yeah, heavy stuff to break down. You understand? That's the nature. What you saw there is the cartoon version of what it means to be a black think tank, family. You saw the cartoon version of what it means to be a black think tank. Someone told me the other day, this is when I started when I talk about this Voltron, and say I start getting, I start feeling it, so to speak. I start, getting into it. I don't know. It's the youthful spirit in me, I suppose. The youthful spirit. So, what holds us back from being properly assembled, family? Egos, messiah complexes, our refusal to ally, aid, support, or even accept alliance, support, aid from one another. You understand? Even when it's in our best interest, from our own people. Everyone wants their label involved above all else and are not willing to have it any other way. We can't unify not because we don't want to be unified, but because we refuse to implement the proper qualities of attracting unity in such a way that all involved feel involved and are all appreciated for what they can bring to the table. We are quick to push each other out of the way when what they do doesn't bear our label, or if there's some minor disagreement, or when their philosophies, religious ideologies, or spiritual perspectives do not match our own. Notwithstanding the fact that we have all experienced quite different upbringings, which would result in the differences of opinions. Here, we are coming to the table responding to the same call of unity, but for some strange reason, we are not able to recognize one another properly as allies, as authentic, as authoritative. You understand? And of the same call, especially when we have no reason to see each other otherwise. You understand? When we are opposing each other, when we are contradicting each other, challenging each other, you end up finding out when smoke clears, what reason do you have to hate me when what we're striving for is the same thing? No one is getting in your way, and I'm not trying to, allow anyone to get in my way. I'm trying to simply blend in with the way. Be, like I said, not an obstacle in the way. You understand? But an aid in a way. It's kind of, speaking of, cartoons, it kind of makes me think of one of those race games where you got these little patches on the road that if you drive over them, they make the car speed up faster. That's me right there. That little patch on the road that helps make you speed up fast. I'm trying to help you out, realize it or not. Black family, black leaders, black, communities, black bodies, black parties, militias, think tanks, whoever you are out there. You understand? We're supposed to be a helping hand, lifting each other up. Nobody here is trying to be. This is an obstacle. We use what skills we have at our to our best. For the aid of our community, for the aid of our people. We do what we know how to do. You don't tell somebody to. You don't tell somebody, you sit down and I'll just do everything. That doesn't make any sense when we all have abilities. And kind of makes me think of a ball game where if the coach is smart, they keep their prized possession rested until well needed. You understand? You just sit right there. We're gonna go. We're gonna use you. Don't worry. We're gonna use you. But if he's not a wise coach, you understand? He might keep his most powerful player on the bench and then wonder why they lost the team. Why they lost the game. You understand? You may not recognize your power players. You may not recognize your power players. You understand? But recognize that the divine one recognizes the power players. You understand? It's not player, but players that are involved here. You understand? There's all, like you just saw. The Voltron wasn't one robot. It was many parts, 5 parts that came together to be one robot, to be one machine that became, powerful, something that that its enemy had no choice but to reckon with. And every time they formed Voltron, the enemy was always defeated. The enemy was always defeated when they got to the point that they had. When they got to the point that they had, that must have been an extreme situation to get to the point where all your other powers just don't work anymore. We got to form Voltron. You understand? When it got to that point, there was nothing the enemy could do. So, yeah, this is about team. You understand? Efforts, team playing. This is about team sportsmanship or whatnot. You understand? Home team, not home person. This is a home team. So, yeah, we have seen what each of us are capable of often. Some of us, we haven't seen what they're capable of. You understand? Like I said, there are many of us that, the skills are dormant and they haven't had the opportunity to manifest their talents. Sometimes their talents get suppressed by big-headed egos. Sometimes their talents get, pushed back because someone feels some kind of way. So we're going to go ahead and kick you to the curb because, I feel some kind of way. Not because you ain't skilled enough, but because I feel some kind of way. So this is, like I said, this, the thing about intellect, what makes it different from mere opinion is that there's a context that I believe in, that when there's a unanimous perspective from intellectual scholars, when there's a unanimous verdict on something and it's unanimous, that means all the scholars, all the people of knowledge agree upon it, then that type of thing is guided divinely. In other words, it has divine inspiration involved because the divine one, the God, the Allah, the Yahweh, does not misguide anyone when there's a unanimous scholarly intellectual verdict. When all intellectual minds are unified on a verdict, there is no misguidance. This isn't an opinion anymore. This is now divine inspiration. So there's another context I could put this in. There's a statement that says that the righteous scholars are the heirs of prophethood. The righteous scholars are the heirs of prophethood. In other words, if you want to get an idea of prophetic ones that may not be themselves prophets in themselves, the next level, or another equivalent level, if you will, is scholarship, meaning the people of knowledge. Again, we're not talking about opinionated people. We're not talking about people who don't know, who don't have a clue. We're talking about people who, when they speak, they communicate based upon knowledge. They communicate based upon what's established. You understand? They communicate based upon the evidence. They communicate based upon a series of learning. You know, a dentist has doesn't become a dentist just he doesn't just aha, I'm a dentist. It took him 8 years, or 4 years for the associates, or the bachelors, 4 more years for the masters to become a dentist. That's 8 years of education, 8 years of perpetual, continual knowledge, searching, researching, learning. I mean, if he's really doing his work. So you don't just get a doctor or a dentist just out of the blue. You understand? He has to have the knowledge of what the heck he's doing before he even gets into the laboratory if he's going to be an authentic, worthy doctor. So we don't want to belittle, you understand, the angle of a scholar. We don't want to belittle the purpose, the usefulness, the importance of scholarship, of knowledge, of the people of knowledge. We don't want to belittle that. There was a path that was pointed out to one of the adepts of old, one of the prophets, who said, of the two paths, on one path there were people who were just praying and praying and praying all day long. And on another path, there were people who were teaching and building and gaining knowledge. And he said, of these two paths, the people of knowledge was the superior path. You understand? So no matter how you look at it, just believing isn't enough. You understand? In fact, that hardly scratches the surface. You might be safe if you just so happen to be believing correctly, okay? But you're a lot better. You're a lot more grounded when you know what the heck is going on. When you know, you understand? When you are aware, when your cognizance is wholesome. You understand? I mean, that's the key to oneness. You understand? It's not that you believe in the divine, but you know the divine from direct experience. The righteous scholars, the righteous people of knowledge, are heirs of prophethood. So yeah, we have seen what each other is capable of, from the boots on the ground efforts of our black militias, the outspoken voices of our scholars, and the rising of our black heroes. We have more than plenty of reason to be confident in ourselves, but we remain seemingly hopelessly divided. I say seemingly because it is not hopeless yet. The only thing that prevents us from becoming the giant slayer we need to be in our times is a real unity. Imagine losing a game and knowing the only reason you lost was because the team was not properly assembled. You didn't lose because you weren't skilled enough. You didn't lose because you weren't numerous enough. You didn't lose because you didn't have people willing enough. You only lost because you weren't properly assembled. How would you feel, especially when, after the playback is shown, you realize you could have easily won had you only been properly assembled? That, beloved black family, is our condition today. Wa alaikum salam, dear sister. Welcome. Come in. So, who of us is willing to control their egos long enough to be unified in a way that will allow us to operate as one on code? Are we willing to pause on the things that divide us long enough to benefit from real unity? Many I have seen stand up speaking they are about unity, but only if you support their cause, aligning with them while they make no promises to do the same for you, or are doing for while they make no promises to do the same for what you are doing equally on behalf of the same cause. I'm going to say that again. Many I have seen stand up speaking they are about unity, about, self-determination. They're about the cause. But only if you support their cause, align with them while they make no promises to do the same for what you are doing equally on behalf of the same cause. In other words, it's their way or the highway or no way at all. You understand? There's no mutual ground. There's no, finding common ties. There's none of that. So You know, so in fact, some become vehemently offended at the notion, believing our views, our objectives, and so on to be infallible. They believe that they can't be touched, that their mind is absolute, that it is impossible for them to make any mistakes. How dare you challenge their opinions? How dare you say that, brother, sister, you might want to tap back just a little bit. You might want to fall back just a little bit and hear me out. They don't have time for that. How dare you talk to me? I am this person and I'm great. So, yeah, they believe themselves to be infallible, above reproach, and so others are just not worthy. Yet we are supposed to all be about the unification of our people, notwithstanding our differences. In previous talks, we have talked about being patient, about tolerance with one another. Again, I'm not talking or regarding people who aren't even about the struggle. I am talking specifically and only about the people who tout unity, self-determination, autonomy, and so on. There is only one way this will work, and that is unity, family. There's no other way. There's no other solution. If we're not united, you might as well tap out. You might as well get ready to go to some of them FEMA camps. You understand? If you ain't trying to unite, you might as well pack your bag, or you don't even need to pack your bags because you won't need it where you're going. No unity based no unity based upon opinions and narrow views of what one perceives as right or wrong, but we must unify based upon sincere efforts of unity. Right and wrong must be through the lens of unanimous truth accepted by all without doubt. So yes, beloved family, we have our work cut out. That's why I'm calling this out. Where are you at? Where are you at? You know this post has been up about August 21st for quite some time now. So those who are deep pockets, who boast about donating and whatnot, you see what the account is. There's about five donors on there, a few on the Cash App. We've already scratched the surface. We were just able to cover, holding down the place that the event's taking place at. You understand? I was able to cover the business that's doing the catering and whatnot for the event. We still got quite a bit of other things to do. We got a lot that we want to be able to sponsor and a lot we want to be able to hold down and get our hands in. But where is the family supporting it? It's as if we're saying, well, the body is more important than the mind. That's what we're saying. The body is more, I'll invest in the body. When something happens to the body, we'll invest in that. When we're talking about uplifting the mind, I don't know, man. I got to do this. I got this appointment. We got all kinds of excuses. The devil's time is up. What are you going to do about it? You are speaking of unity. I am speaking of unity. We want unity. And yet, said unity is pending our being, and said unity is pending our being divided. Right now, we remove that division, we have unity. What are we going to do with ourselves? No time for despair. Our time to only time to be aware unless we unify. We will have no claim against whatever we may bear. Unless we unify, we will have no claim against whatever we may bear. So whatever suffering you do, at the expense of your refusal to unify, whatever, many of us would have been a lot further. A lot of these GoFundMe accounts would have been completed if they were unity. But how are you going to unify when it's only about you? You understand? How are you going to get that kind of unity when we make things, when we isolate ourselves in a way that, makes, you know, everyone else feel um cut off. You understand? Where other players, other people in the field of the struggle feel, where all the pieces on the chessboard are not properly used. You got a lone pawn, you know, traveling all by himself or herself, and all the other pieces on the board are expected to just stand by and wait. You understand? The whole thing is we're a team. All the pieces have a part to play to make sure we win when it gets to the other side of this board. All the pieces have a part to play, family. You understand? All the pieces, believe it or not, are essential. And the pieces that are considered to be insignificant have the potential of being very significant. A pawn only can do so much, but that little much that it can do, that little pawn can do, can end up becoming a, a big impact on the whole overall victory of the game. So yeah, it's definitely chess. But are we going to play it properly? Are we going to play it acknowledging the importance of each piece on the board, or are we going to just focus on one piece? You understand? Are we just going to focus on one piece and its limited moves? So we play and operate as a team. This endeavor on August 21st is to encourage and promote the ability for us to operate as a team, for us to be able to communicate properly, for us to be able to understand things properly, for us to be able to control our narrative properly, for us to be able to present counter media to the bogus media's claims when it comes to how they define our events in our lives, how they, give misinformation. You understand? When you have the proper things in play, they can't do that any longer. When you're unified intellectually, it makes their stupidity, you understand, break apart. So we need to unify. The family needs to show up August 21st because this is about us. I'm not talking about just any and everybody. I'm talking about those who know. You understand? This is a gathering for those who know. This is a gathering of black intellect. This isn't a gathering just the okey doke person. If you don't understand, then guess what? This isn't a gathering for you. Go to those who understand if you want to be more informed. So, what I'm going to do, I think I could do this without too much of a problem if I have time. Do I have time? No, no, I don't have too much time. But what we could do is, if anybody has any questions to ask you, brother, go ahead and put them in the stream. And of course, I'm going to remind you that that Cash App is up there. This. Let me let you know this. See, these, I can't speak for everybody, but I know, when I met real brothers, you understand. I know that when they're doing something, they're about the real cause. So this type of thing right here, you got to realize that when you want things to be done a certain way, you want certain results, but you're not willing to invest in those results. You understand? It's like you going to complain. You guys that like to go to McDonald's or whatnot. You want to complain about the burger, but you don't want to invest in the proper system or the proper type of a business that makes a better burger. So you have to settle with complaining about that burger. Okay. Similarly, you see, we're so messed up in the head. We're so divided. We're so broken up. We're so bits and pieces right now. But people want to complain. They want to hoot and holler and shout. But nobody wants to invest in the things that help bring about a difference. You understand? Everything costs money, family. Nothing's free. Even our freedom isn't going to be free. You understand? Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Our self determination is not free. That costs. That's expensive. Our nation building efforts, black unification efforts, black power, expensive, expensive, expensive. Who's going to pay that bill? Who's willing to pay the bill? One of the bills that need to be paid is the establishment of a solid, authentic black think tank. You understand? This is we've gone past the talk about it stage. You understand? We passed the talk about it. This is like I said before. You want to hear talk about it? Type on something on YouTube. Type, black opinions. Type black facts. Type black unity. Type black activists. Type black lectures. Type, you name it. It's there. You'll find somebody somewhere on the planet Earth talked about it. Go to the library. There's somebody that wrote about it. Sit in church, somebody's preaching about it. Sit in the masjid, somebody's preaching about it. Sit in a circle of conversation, somebody's talking about it. You go so anywhere you go, somebody's talking about it. So we've got enough talk. What this is about is actual implementation. You understand? Shaking hands, making alliances, real alliances. So you can see by example, we mean business. You understand? So you can see by example, we really want to put this together. We want, this that becomes the envy of the time. Why so? Because you can be broken up all you want. They don't have a problem with that, like one person put it. But unify and watch the fear rise up. Not just unify, but unify intellectually, and they will really be afraid. Because when you know better, you understand, you flow better, you march better, you talk better, you equipped better. When you know better, when you're properly informed, you'd be surprised at how superior your skills are. Like I said, those ones with the dormant skills, those ones with the dormant beast skills, the dormant Voltrons, you understand? All that comes out when called for because they have the right intellectual motivation behind them. You understand? They have a team, not individual. They have a team. You understand? Working together, working in sync. You understand? To put them, you understand, in the right scope so that we activate on code. Voltron can't come together if they don't respond to the voice getting them to activate on code. They operate on code. Each person connecting when they're commanded to connect. Each person operating when they want to call out the sword, bring out the blazing sword. When they want to do that, they do it on call. Every action that the robot makes, the head announces it first. Form blazing sword. Yeah, I watched the cartoon extensively. You see, form blazing sword. And what happens in obedience to the command? They form blazing sword. Well, guess what, family? Listen to your hearts. Listen to the essence of you, the head. You understand? The divine head, the supreme being, the supreme master, the real master. You understand? Is beckoning us to unify so that the supreme master, the real master, can form the head. You understand? So we need to listen to that. We need to listen. The command is happening right now, just like you saw the cartoon. The command is saying, form arms and body, form the legs. And that way, the command, the divine authority, will form the head. We're just waiting for us. The old saying, God helps those who help themselves. And I'm saying this in a very, very broad sense because I know we got all we got thousands of names that we identify the supreme one, thousand beautiful names, a thousand, hundreds of thousands, infinite glorious names. But what I'm talking about, closer to you than your jugular vein, family. Listen to that voice. Listen to that. Listen to that advice. Listen to that unity. You understand? Well, I'm not a servant or slave to any person. I'm not a servant or slave to any man, woman, or child. You understand? I'm in the service of divinity. I'm in the service. I'm in divine service. You understand? Holy service. That's what we are about. If you're really truly about this path. You understand? This cause puts us in sacred service. The same service our ancestors have been walking on long before us. So let us listen to that voice. Let's beckon to that voice, beckoning us to bring this body together so that the head could be formed, beckoning us to unify. I'm telling you, if you look and pay attention to the influence we've had just in the past 100 years, you don't even have to go further than that. If you look at the influence, they're singing our songs all across the world. They're rocking our adepts, our prominent, skilled, most talented people. They're rocking them on their T-shirts. You understand? This is what the world is doing. The dances that they're doing are our dances. The songs that they're singing are our songs. You understand? They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. So if you understand that, then you realize where the power lies. Then you realize who the influencers of the world are. Take us out of the picture. What the heck are they going to do with themselves? What next dance move are they going to do? What next achievement are they going to achieve? You understand? Many of these great achievements that you've been seeing, you end up finding there was some black sister behind it or some black brother behind it. Look it up. I'm telling you, the things you see in NASA. You know what I'm saying? Some of the most recent inventions, the internet, some of the things in the internet, some of these platforms. Yeah, there was some black brother or black sister behind it. You end up digging far enough, you end up finding that it was one of us all along. Just like our history. You dig far enough in Ireland, you find out that black people were living there first. You dig far enough in Japan, you find out black people were living there first. You dig far enough in China, black people were living there first. Even in India, to this day, the black people are still there, living there first. We've been here, so that's why I say our reasons for being divided are so silly. You want to be called African, you want to be called American, fine, because we know you were here first. We know you were here first. You understand? We know you were down there in Americas first, in Brazil first, in Canada first. We know. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, indeed, family. You understand? We got a mission. We got a mission. Everybody has a part to play. There's nothing but love for every part to play. There's nothing but respects, salutes, you understand? Black powers, you know, blessings that I have for every part, every person that's out there, every person that's been doing some, all those who've been inspiring, all those who've been motivating. This isn't about a breakdown. This is about a build up. This is about a unification. So like I said, I'm calling us out. You understand? You know, get out of our little boxes. Listen to Islam. Come to Cleveland, Ohio, August 21st. Why not? Why not? I mean, you said you was about black unity. KRS-One. You've been rapping about it. You've been flowing about it. Come to Cleveland, Ohio, August 21st. Why not? Why not? This is the gathering of black intellect. You intellectual? You understand? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm calling everyone out. I'm calling you out because we all talking about this unity. So come and let us sit at this table. Come, let us sit at this table. You want to you want to persist in being divided? Is that what you want? Because I can't tell otherwise. I see all of us talking a good game, but when the opportunity comes to sit at a common table, to sit at a table of how to bring this all together as a whole, how many of us become a no-show? How many of us become a no-show? I'm just saying. So yeah, we can hide. We can hide in our houses. We can hide, under the bridges, behind the stones, whatever you want to do. But you know what happens on August 21st. So it's 2 weeks away. So I'm not going to, I don't need to keep, bringing this about now because you know what date it is, and we've known for a little while now. You see the way to support. You see the way to get involved. Any other questions that you may have, guess what? Send it right there. That's your contact source. That's your contact source right there. You got any other questions about August 21st, the gathering of black intellect, you send it right there. You understand? This is nothing but respect, family. You understand? My objective isn't to rain hate on anybody. You understand? Because personally, that's not in me. To hate anybody. I don't hate, anybody that's about the right cause. You understand? I don't hate anybody that's about the right cause. I hate ignorance. I hate willful ignorance if I'm going to hate anything. I hate when we could do better, but we refuse to do better for personal, selfish, egotistical reasons. You understand? I hate when we hinder one another trying to do the right thing, striving for the right things. You understand? These are the things that are distasteful to me. So you see the contact information up there. Um, let's see here. Yes, indeed. We definitely need to organize. We definitely need to unify. I'm looking for questions. I'm looking for questions. I don't see any questions, which I'm not mad. That means I have less to talk about when it comes to the question part. Because the thing about questions, you don't know what folks are going to ask. But I'm the type of person, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to respond to questions. You know, um, because the thing about me is to be able to speak truthfully and tactfully. That's the challenge. Truthfully, tactfully, beneficially. You understand? So I believe I've said the things I needed to say today. You understand? I believe I've covered everything. Like I said, rest in peace to our beloved late brother Runoko Rashidi. You understand? Rest in peace. I want to give a shout out if my mother gets a chance to see this video. Peace and blessings to my beloved mother, the womb that gave birth to me. Um, and all those, my beloved queen, everybody. So this, I give a shout out because for me, that's the start of unity right there. Is your own square. Then from your own square, your own house. And then from your own house, your own community. You understand? And then from your own community, your own nation. You just keep on going. Keep on going. So that's where the love is at. Put love there. Put love between us. Don't put it. There's no reason to hate this brother. What you hate this brother for? What I do to you? You understand? What I do? What I do? I call you a bad name. If I called you a bad name, my apologies. If I, whatever. There should be nothing but love. There should be nothing but respect. When we're striving for a common cause, we need to look at what each other's skills are and say, okay, he's doing that over there. Okay, okay, I got you. I know where to contact when we need some of those. You doing that over there? All right, sister. When we need that, we'll go ahead and contact, let you know, and we over here doing this, and we over here doing that. So let us make sure everybody's on code. Everybody on code. When we got to move as one, everybody on code. Okay, boom, let's do it. That's the mind state we should have. We're not. No, this is no. Well, come on, man. I'm telling you, we like I said, we end up being our own hindrance to success. We end up being our own. You can't blame the government. You understand? When you refuse to be unified, you can't blame those. You can't even blame the knees on the neck when you refuse to be unified. You understand? We don't like any of that. We don't want any of that, and we're standing up against all that. But if you refuse to be unified, you understand, especially if it's for personal, selfish, self-centered reasons, then who do we blame after that? When the remedy is behind is in our unity. Who do we blame after that? Who do we blame? So, because like I said, you see any other nation, the minute something go down, right now, you got a situation where there was I believe a Mexican sister, a Mexican sister, Mexican person who was being, harassed or whatnot by the police, right or wrong, and they said that she has some mental issues. But the whole their whole people, was speaking up about it. You understand? The whole people were speaking up about it quickly. They didn't even waste any time. They didn't waste any time when those there was some oppression when you saw when the oppression was happening against some of the Chinese folks. The people rose up immediately. Something go down over there amongst the so-called, Jews. You understand? The so-called Jews. They stand. They rise up. The Palestinian, Philistine brothers and sisters when they're over there, wherever they are. When something go down, they rise up. All these people, when something happens, you understand? Right now, before your very eyes, for some of our eyes, you got Britain, you got Germany, you got the U.S. of A., you got Japan, you got some other minor nations or whatnot, all grouping together over in the China Sea right now. What do you think they're doing over there? China says Taiwan is theirs. That's what they say. Taiwan is theirs. And China's got a thriving big economy going on here. They say their economy has now surpassed everyone else's. The number one economy is supposed to be the U.S. of A. But they're saying like, look, they they're doing it right now with the economy on the economy tip. I don't know. You got to look at the numbers when you want to fact find on that. But my point is, what are all them ships doing over there? You understand? What are all them ships doing over there? And where we at? If mess hit the fan, so to speak, where we at? I'm just asking you, mess hit the fan right now. If things were to go down right now, guns, grenades, bombs drop, whatever you call it, right now, where are we at? Yeah, I know we got arms, we got staunch brothers and sisters out there, pockets of us, but we're not unified. We're not unified. So what do you think would happen if it went down right now? If anything went down, where are we at? what is the outcome of the scenario? You tell the story. You tell the story. So I'm saying, man, we need to gather black intellect, and we need to establish that. We need to initiate that. We need to motivate that. Come August 21st, 2021, here in Cleveland, Ohio. Got the address, and it's up there. It's up there. If you need to see it again, go ahead and put that there. Yeah, you see the address up there, Larchmere Boulevard, Cleveland, Ohio. So you know where to go. You know where to go. You're gonna, like I said, you're gonna see a formal alliance. You're gonna see unity. You're gonna see, steps. You're gonna see You're gonna hear keynotes. You're gonna hear, it's gonna be what it be. You understand? You know, anybody that's somebody. The right people are gonna be there. The right people are gonna be there. Those that need to be there are gonna be there. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But and like I said, the respect I'll have will be to those who participated, those who supported. You understand? Those who got involved and those who were standing up and representing the real cause, representing this effort, this journey, taking this journey. You know what I'm saying? Helping to defend our story, helping defend you know our minds. See, right now, there are minds amongst us that are respected, but in many cases you find when they talk to us, they take us for a joke. They like putting the camera on us when we're not at our best. You understand? They like to show us in a way degrading. They do little subtle things, in film and in media, you name it, it's there. You just got to pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. When you got a whole scene and you got all these characters and the black guy is in the back and he's small on a poster, and this is a big time movie, but the black guy, he's in the back and he's small and he's usually beneath the white guy and the white woman in the same poster. You gotta take my word for it. Start looking, pay attention from now on, here on out. Pay attention to any portrayal of the black man or the black woman in a poster with other ethnicities. You understand? Pay attention to where they're positioned, how big they are in size, of the image. Just pay attention. You don't have to take my word for it. And you'll realize that, wait a minute, what's going on? You'll start being like that. If you already hit, it won't be no surprise. You already know what's going on. So, beloved black family, um, I'm gonna go ahead and tap out. I don't see any questions here. You understand? For me personally, I have nothing but love and appreciation. My heart and soul is for the cause. You understand? Because this is a righteous cause. It's a righteous cause when you want to stand up, against an oppressive establishment, against an oppressive entity, and you want to stand up for the right cause of a people who deserve to be free of oppression, who deserve to be able to have something of their own, like anyone else on the planet, who deserve to be treated equally. In a nutshell, you understand? That's the bottom line. Nobody's asking for something that's not earthly, so to speak. You understand? Nobody's asking for something that's far stretched that no one else is getting to be the benefit from on this planet. You understand? Nobody's asking for any special rules. We're asking for the same thing anybody else appreciates among the planet Earth. You understand? Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And we're asking for it in a way where it don't have to involve, or any external elements. You understand? Yeah, there are those who want to just blend in and get along and mix in, but some of us just want our own. You understand? We had our own before we got here. You took it from us. We had our own before we got here. Those of us that got here, and those of us that were already here, we had our own, and then you invaded and occupied it and took it over. So here we are. Here we are. Speaking this language the best way we want to. I don't want to say, we're perfected as one of them. It's not our language. So I don't want to perfect their thing. I want to perfect our thing. You understand? It would be amazing to me that we would get our own. We get our own turf. We get our own resources. We get our own development. We get our own identity. We get our own, terms. And then as time went on, even what we say out of this starts to become our own. Think about that, because we've lost a lot. We've lost a lot. When you look at everything about I mean, we're just, we're latching on to what we can when it comes to our culture, when it comes to how we walk, talk, how we dress. I'm still challenging the black man. My challenge is this: is not only that we gain land, that we purchase land, that we own land, but that whatever we build on it, let it reflect us, our personality, our character, and not someone else. You understand? Forget these colonial style houses. Many of these houses that we see in some of these neighborhoods were houses that were looking over slave workers. You understand? Forget these colonial houses that you drive by out in these suburbs and what. Forget all that's their design. You understand? You know, if you look ancestrally, we had constructs, we had structures that were in harmony with the environment. Yeah, of course you follow technology, whatever you want to do, but look at our ancestors' way, and try to explore ways that we can evolve that evolve, the art in us. So it's not just buying the land, but also putting us into it, putting our um, skills, our talents, our soul, our what means something into what we then into that effort. You understand? Then we end up, with our own monuments again, with our own artifacts again. We end up restoring all. Yeah, we want our stuff back, wherever it be. If you took something from us, if you took something from our ancestral mothers and fathers, we want that back. That's not yours, right? So I'm just saying, family. That's this is stuff that brings tears to my eye when I realize that every time I open my mouth, I can't even speak what my ancestral mother spoke. It's in my heart to speak it, but I don't know her words. I don't know my father's, style. You understand? And so I can't even speak it. And this is for all you so-called would-be white allies and whatnot who claim you understand, who claim you sympathize. This is the part you don't understand. As long as I'm speaking to you, you understand, and you understand what I'm saying, how can you say you're an ally? How can you say you're an ally? An ally is some there's mutual elements in alliance. You understand? It's not a one-way street. It's not all we get is what comes from you. There's a give and take. What are we taking from you? I don't want to even begin to go with the abominable acts going on, the shame that you've polluted our minds, our young men and women's minds with the abominations. They call you the abomination of the earth. But I guess that's another topic. Anyway, family, I'm trying to round this off at a roundup time. It's 5:24 p.m. where I'm at. So yeah, I'm just saying this is our heart. Your heart has to be in this. This has to be real. This isn't a game. First, this isn't a game. I tell people all the time, this isn't entertainment. If you log in, if you clocking in, and this is just something entertaining you, first of all, I'd have to say you must have a boring life if you find entertainment for what your brother's doing here. But this is that's why when I see things happen to our soldiers, our brave warriors, our brave scholars, our brave adepts, those who aren't afraid, you know, it hurts because you see yourself in them. You understand? Not that you're worried about, oh, well, that could happen to you too. Yeah, but you see yourself in them. I'm seeing myself in a man's eyes who, like me, I'm a father. You understand? And I'm just imagining. being in a situation like that where here you are and you cut off from your children because somebody wants to sit there and hate on you, threaten your life. You know what I'm saying? Put you at a situation where you got to make tough choices. And the result, you ain't done nothing wrong to nobody. But the result ends up being you cut off from your own babies. So once again, you have children who don't from the get the benefit of their parent, from their father. You know, I know some of us don't think that there's any, there's some of us that don't appreciate the importance of a father in a household. Not to mention the mother. You know, not to mention the mother and father together as a married couple. You understand? Man and woman, right? That's marriage. So yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to chew on. So, and then when you hear word from the brother, and the brother is just as strong today as prior to the moment, hanging on. You gotta salute. You gotta salute the brothers. You gotta salute the family. You gotta salute anyone that's remaining on strong. Cause you know what? When you stay strong when you know that you're in a situation and you know you're in the right. You know you're on the right side of the cause. That only gives you more drive. That only gives you more spiritual energy to keep on moving forward. I don't mean to talk your ear off, but this is what happens. When I tap into this spiritual river. You understand? It taps me into regarding others that are in this cause. So, with that said, I hope to see the beloved family. Those of you that will attend on August 21st. I hope to see you, and shake hands, give brother a good hug, and let's break bread. Let's break bread. You understand? Let's think. You understand? Let's bring this. Let's make something out of an intellectual gathering. Don't just gather intellectually and then that's it. You go home and everybody goes back to business as usual. But we need that something has to happen. Something beneficial, something useful. You understand? Something constructive for our people has to happen on August 21st. From us, by us, authenticated by us, authorized by us, approved by us, elevated, exalted by us, for us, to us. You understand? Period. Pure, unadulterated unity. You understand? Oneness. Oneness. So, this is your brother, Abdul Dude, aka Questman. And I'm hoping that something was able to benefit the listeners in a constructive way, in a way that increases us in unification, increases our love for one another, increases in us the desire to appreciate each other better and appreciate each other's talents and not, exclude or, cut each other off for for mm, insignificant reasons. Um, but to realize that we're all in this together and that what happens to one great warrior or one great warrioress or sister warrior um, is happening to all of us. It affects everybody. If one wins, we all win. If one loses, we all suffer from that loss. So yes, indeed. With that said, this was the Black Nation I'm calling you out episode. Um, I bid everybody salam alaikum, shalom, hotep, peace be with you. And again, there's nothing but love and respect here. That's it. That's if you about this cause, if you about self-determination, if you about unification of our people, having our own, being our own, restoring our own. You understand? Trying to heal from the wounds, the scars the loss that we've had. You understand? The big loss. If you're about that, your family, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not concerned what religious label you identify yourself. I'm not concerned. I don't. That's why I don't even like to boast about what my beliefs are on that level. I like to show you what I believe. You understand? I like to demonstrate to you what I believe. I don't need to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, that, and a bag of chips. I just like to show you. You understand? I like to demonstrate it because to me that's the best way to know what a person's about is through their actions, not their words alone. So, yeah. So peace and respect, beloved black family. That's all we have for today. Stay tuned. There may be one more talk prior to August 21st, just to remind you of some things and to encourage the people to get involved with donating to support the cause. We have to get involved with the donations. And like again, Asante Sana to those who've already done so. Um, okay. Peace and blessings. Take care.
TheLightDome.